Dear students, today we are going to talk about hazardous zone. Hazardous zone, mainly the zones which are present in various industries, especially chemical, fertilizer, in refineries, in thermal power stations. They all have hazardous zone. Many industries use furnace oil for burners. Some flammable liquids, gases are stored in special storages and supplied through pipelines, tankers to process the site. So these all have hazardous zone. Wherever a flammable gas or any type of flammable liquid is present, we can consider this is a hazardous zone. Anyhow, this hazardous location includes high flammable material, liquids, gases, combustible dust, combustible fibers, inflammable liquids such as petrol, naphtha, benzene, ethane, butane, propane. All these things considered to be the inflammable gases. Those inflammable gases are present. These places we can consider as hazardous zone. Primary consideration: the design of flame-proof enclosure. If suppose we want to operate an equipment in this hazardous zone, hazardous zone is nothing but wherever flammable atmosphere is present. So if any spark is created, that can create a fire. So to avoid that, we have to consider a flame-proof enclosure. So the construction should be strong enough to withstand high pressure from within outside enclosure, and the design should be such that the flame or spark within should not be carried out the enclosure, or it should not come out. If the spark inside the equipment is comes out and in contact with the flammable hazardous atmosphere, then it can get fire. So we have to avoid that type of situation. So we can use the flame-proof apparatus. So design consideration for the flame-proof apparatus are like this. So hazardous zone, as I told earlier, these are present in chemical industries, fertilizer plant, refineries, maybe in mines, industrial gas plants, thermal power plant. Thermal power plant, they are using hydrogen for cooling system for generators and all. So hydrogen is a flammable gas. So sometimes chemical industries, they are using flue gas for cleaning and all. This also will be a hazardous zone. We can classify the hazardous zone into three categories: zone 0, zone 1, and zone 2. So we can say this is a zone where the inflammable gas is always present. It's very dangerous. Zone 0 is very dangerous. So inflammable gas is always present, and there is a possibility of continuous electrical hazard. The selection of equipment for this area should be such that there should not be any chance of spark or overheating of the circuit which may cause explosive situation. It is preferable to avoid the use of electrical apparatus in this area because always the inflammable gas is present. So this is zone 0. Zone 1, this zone where inflammable atmosphere is likely to be present sometime, but not always. Since hazard can occur at any time, all required precautions have to be taken. Flame-proof apparatus or flame-proof equipment can be used in this area. In some places, pressurized enclosure, pressurization with inert gas or air with automatic switching off in case of loss of pressure can also be used, or maybe sand filled or oil immersed apparatus also can be used in this area. Is this is a zone where inflammable atmosphere or inflammable gas may occur during normal operation only for short duration. So this is only for short duration. May can. It is not sure that it should be there, but in whereas zone 0, the inflammable gas is always present. Where in zone 2, inflammable atmosphere may occur during normal operation only for a short period of time. In this area, SSR is likely to occur due to the continuous sparking, and if protective systems fails to isolate the supply in case of exigency. Flame proof apparatus can be used in these areas also. Now, the hazardous atmosphere in chemical plants are hydrogen, carbon monoxide, ammonia, propane, methane, benzene, butane, acetylene, ethylene, acetone, ethanol. All these things are the things which are present in chemical industries or electrical power plants or maybe in refineries also. We can classify the equipments based on enclosure of hazardous locations. We can mainly classify into type D, E, N, P, I, O, and S. Type D means the flame-proof apparatus we have to use in type D. Type E increased safety, type N non-sparking, type P pressurized, type I means intrinsically safe, type O means oil immersed, type S sand fill. So let's see one by one. Type D, that is flame proof equipment. This is can be used for zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 1 and zone 2. So here the equipments can be covered, especially generators, motors or transformers. All these lightning fittings and all can be covered with this flame proof equipment, because generators, motors can produce a spark or arc. If suppose a motor is used in this zone 1 and zone 2, it should be flame proof apparatus. It can be okay. Next, this equipment is covered, cage motors, lighting fittings and all. These characteristics of this equipment have additional mechanical or electrical or thermal protection and provide increased safety at a reasonable cost. The design features of increased safety equipment, that is class C equipment, high degree of protection by enclosure to exclude dust, moisture, water is provided. All terminals must be with anti-loosing device. There will be always a problem with the terminal. There is a loose connection. There is always a chance of spark that can be avoided by this. Mechanical clearances between moving parts and fixed parts shall not be less than the specified dimension. And insulation class should be permissible temperature withstand of 10 degree Celsius. Creepage should be more than minimum creepages, and clearances shall also be more than the clearances shall specified in the standard. Now the next is type N, that is non-sparking equipment. So here we can use this application. It is mainly used in motors and lighting fittings, and it can be used in zone 2. Motors, the aspect of this spark-free operating or mechanical clearance are similar to type E motors, but here the mechanical tightness of rotor bars or squirrel cage motors and general method of construction to eliminate the risk of sparking during the starting and running is stipulated. High quality insulation system is required in this. Pressurized equipment, it is used in zone 1 and zone 2. Here the equipments may be covered and it is pressurized by using SF6 gas and all. SF6 gas is an electronegative gas. So if suppose any spark occur in the equipment, this electronegative gas, the pressurized electronegative gas can clear this or the spark will not come out from the equipment, and that area can be safe. For large electrical machines, a totally enclosed dual circuit type of enclosure is normally used, such that motor interior is pressurized with air or nitrogen. Normally nitrogen filled inert gas or nitrogen filled equipment can nitrogen gas is not supporting to the combustion, so nitrogen filled gases can arrest these spark to come out, and it may be used in dry transformer, all these areas. Sulfur fluoride gas insulated substation equipments. In substation also this type of equipments can be used. Sulfur fluoride breakers are hermetically sealed and filled with SF6 gas at pressure of 5 to 6 bar, and it is used in 3.3 kV to 765 kV AC. However, SF6 insulation is not yet commercially successful for rotating machines, but it is used for power transformers. Intrinsically safe equipment, that is comes under I, and it can be used for zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. This is very important. Intrinsically safe equipment. Electronic and other low current equipment, especially relay panels, instrumentation, control apparatus, these all are intrinsically safe equipment. Basically, of low current and low energy equipment. A part of circuit intrinsically safe when any spark or thermal effect produced normally or accidentally is incapable under prescribed test conditions of causing ignition of a prescribed gas or vapor. Oil immersed equipment is mainly, the equipment is immersed in oil. So if suppose the equipment is producing any spark, the oil is acting as a insulating medium, or oil is suppressing this spark. Especially a transformer, we know all transformers are the winding core, everything is immersed in oil. So it has two purpose. One is cooling, and another one is any spark can be avoided. So this dielectric oil is used as the medium. Here the flash point is 140 degrees Celsius. So it may be preventing this. Then permissible hot spot temperature. The oil in the vicinity hotspot in the transformer or other oil immersed equipment becomes the weakest point in the whole system. If the hotspot temperature exceeds 85 degrees Celsius, the oil starts vaporizing rapidly. So the principle of oil immersion itself is the oil itself has a flash point of 140 degrees Celsius. So it can withstand the temperature of insulating material. So insulating system covers the conductors and entire conductor insulation. All these things are oil immersed, so that problems can be. Now we can see this is a summary of what type of equipment as we have discussed. Flame proof, that is comes under type D, that is used for hazardous zone 1 and zone 2. Generally it is applicable to motor generators, transformers and control gear and all. And type D, number 2, increased safety. IS code is IS 63812-1972. Zone 2, it is used for hazardous zone 2, applicable to cage motors, squirrel cage motors, lighting fittings, instruments, headlamps, etc., torches, etc. And type N, non-sparking, zone 2, it is applicable to motors and lighting fittings. Type P, pressurized, zone 1 and zone 2, most equipment, particular instrumentation. Type I, intrinsically safe, this is a very important. Intrinsically safe equipment is applicable to both all zones, zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2. It may be used for light current, equipments, instrumentation. And type O, oil immersers, it is used for zone 1 and zone 2, switch gear control, gear and transformers. And the last S, type S, sand filled zone 1 and zone 2, electrical apparatus in general. So this is about the different types of hazardous zone and equipment which is used in the different types of hazardous zone. Thank you.